Motherhood suits 34-year-old Rachel Long, but she learned over the years that pregnancy didn't.
My husband and I had 3 children. I had terrible, terrible pregnancies.
To avoid any more pain, complications, or financial burdens, she decided to try a relatively new form of permanent birth control called Essure.
We love our children, but we've decided that the Essure was, going to be a permanent way to fix me.
Long is now one of 750,000 women worldwide sold on the simplicity of the device and the procedure.
Hey, for a $50 deductible and no downtime, hey, why not?
Here's how it works. Essure is a tiny spring coil inserted into both fallopian tubes. Within 3 months, tissue grows around that metal piece, blocking the eggs from being fertilized.
They made it sound like this miracle thing.
But within weeks, Long says that miracle birth control turned into a real-life nightmare.
I felt like I was going to die. I felt like death. My husband had taken me to the ER 3 times in 5 days.
Over the next 9 months, she says the pain got worse and the medical bills quickly piled up from $1,800 to $8,000.
It's been a tremendous financial burden on my entire family.
Long says she is sure Essure was the problem.
To anybody in their right mind would think this all started when this was put into my body.
Her doctors didn't buy it and she couldn't prove it. Alone in her fight against Essure, that is, until she logged on to Facebook.
It was a big epiphany for me. I felt like I was alone, like I wasn't the only person, having this problem once I found them.
There are now 5,600 members of the Essure Problems Facebook page. They share symptoms and pictures like these of abdominal bloating. One of them, Tammy Sexton, is from Syracuse.
I was in shock when I read a lot of what people were, their symptoms.
Both women shared the same agony.
Chronic pain, joint pain, pelvic pain,
bloating, very painful menstrual cramps,
arthritic problems, kidney pain.
And ultimately the same ending, getting Essure removed along with their reproductive organs. The same surgical procedure the device is designed to avoid.
I had to have my insides removed. Pretty much, I had to make the decision. It was either live or die.
I've lost my reproductive organs. I shouldn't have had to at 34 years old.
Their stories are unfortunately not unique. On the FDA's adverse effects page, a quick search of Essure shows almost 1,000 negative reports on the device. As you can see, this Essure birth control device is no bigger than a quarter. But doctors tell us even something this small, if not implanted correctly, could cause big problems for the patient who's getting it.
It's a great idea, it's a great theory, but you can run into problems because if you don't get proper placement of 3 to 15 coils out in the uterus and a picture of that to show, you didn't really do your job.
Dr. Cedric Walls at the South Bend Clinic does believe Essure is safe, but only for the right patient.
For the wrong patient, this little device could be a considerable problem.
We are saddened to hear of any patient who has been harmed by any one of our products.
And Bayer, the company that owns Essure, insists stories like Rachel's and Tammy's are rare, but had this pre-produced response ready for us when we questioned their product.
Essure is one of the most effective contraceptives and has been on the market for over 10 years.
In 2002, Essure was introduced with FDA pre-market approval, meaning women with a bad experience can't sue Bayer for any complications. But both of these Indiana moms say they are not on a quest for money.
It ruined my life.
Their new goal is much bigger than that. It's fighting to keep Essure from potentially ruining one more.
We are marching up against the whole medical field, it seems, and taking them on and telling them, this has happened to us, this is real.
We just want them off the market.
Do you think that'll ever happen?
I think with enough, I think eventually it will.